Hey, this is Dave with Nature Coast Firearms Academy. So I hope you're doing great. And I just wanted to talk about this. Two things. Two things I want to talk about. One, I came across this proverb, um, Proverb 28:1, and that is the wicked flee when no man is pursued, but the righteous are bold as a lion. So anyway, I want to talk about that and how that relates to concealed carrying. And I have got this. Well, let me just say that I got a lot of basil growing out in the garden, and so much I don't know what to do with it all. And so what I thought is I looked up a simple recipe on how to make a pesto, and that's really great for dipping bread. I use a low carb bread, so you know it. But you could use this on any kind of fresh bread that you want. And anyway, so it's super nutritious ingredients. So what goes in this basil recipe is, or this pesto is obviously, I've got 2 cups of fresh basil from the garden. I've got Now the recipe calls for pine nuts, but I have a whole bunch of these Brazilian nuts, and I just kind of chop them up. Now, Brazilian nuts, I've read that they help boost your testosterone, and there's a lot of that needed these days. Number two, garlic. So garlic, again, a lot of health benefits to eating raw garlic. And then I'm using some extra virgin organic olive oil. So I would say, like, whenever you're buying oils, check your ingredients, because there are some companies that will not well they'll label it as olive oil, but then they might add fillers to it. So it might be a combination of, say, olive oil, but what you're really getting is like 10% olive oil and 90% corn oil or canola oil. So for the health benefits, we want to try to purchase or our olive oil as least processed as possible, and organic and as pure as we can get it. And it's not always an easy task. So always check your ingredients. And then a little bit of salt. I like to use Himalayan sea salt, and that's what this is. And then just some pepper. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix in the processor. But while I'm doing that, getting back to Proverbs 28:1. So one of the things about Proverbs 28:1, which is curious to me, is it's about the wicked flee. Well, we as concealed carry holders, um, we in many ways are like the lion. When you are no longer feeling like the prey and you feel like you can defend yourself, you get a certain confidence that you're not going to come across as someone that's easily attacked, and you can project that. So if you're righteously caring, and you've gone through training, you carry daily, and like my son's karate instructor used to say, I'm gonna add in the basil. My son's karate instructor said people will leave you alone because what we call the criminals out there that attack innocent people, we call them wolves sometimes in the carry community. And those wolves, they seek after the weak. They seek after the defenseless. So women are targets, elderly are targets, or if you're alone in a parking lot or you're alone at the gas station, we need to be aware of our surroundings. But if you come across as somebody timid and somebody, they can sense that if you're not confident. And so, by carrying a firearm or taking martial arts, for example, you can build that confidence. Now I'm going to add in the Brazilian nuts to this. And we're going to go ahead and turn on. So you're gonna exhibit that confidence that that the wolves will pick up on, right? And so you're gonna avoid conflict just by not looking like an easy target. And that body language, even though your firearm is concealed, you will project that you have that confidence that you can defend yourself if you need to. So the recipe says to chop this up first, so I'm going to go ahead and by the way, I've never tried this recipe before, so I hope it's good. It's my first time. I've had basil or pesto before. I really like it, but I've never made it. But all right, let's see. It's not turning on. Oh, hold on 1 second. All right, I resetted the outlet. Something must have tripped the outlet. So we're gonna just mix that up for a little bit. And now I'm gonna take the garlic and throw that in there. And let's just. This is what it looks like so far. I put this thing here to keep it from splattering out. It's a little wet from washing it. Doing the garlic, we got the Brazilian nuts, and now I'm going to add in a little bit. This is what it looks like so far. It's all kind of stuck to the side. I'm going to need to get something to kind of clean it. Push it down. Alright, I got this little spatula thing for icing, and that looks like it's doing the trick. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the sea salt. Sprinkle some in. Okay, I'll get there in a minute. Anna's watching the show. And a little bit of black pepper. And I'm going to put the lid back on. So the recipe says, that's what it looks like. So with the recipe, it says now I'm going to take my olive oil and I'm going to turn it on. And I'm just going to drizzle. Put some olive oil in there. This is like a... I'll put it on backwards. So this processor was given to me by my neighbors. I think it was... It says it was made specifically for JCPenney, but it looks like it came from the 70s or 80s. I don't know how old it is, but it doesn't look modern. But I mean, it's still does an amazing job. So let's take a look and see. Yeah, it's looking like pesto, and I'm going to just kind of scrape it down. I don't think it needs any more oil. And give it just another little blend. And here we go. Let's just take a little taste of that and see if it's any good. Wow, it's powerful. Ooh, I think you're gonna want to eat this on some bread. I think it's gonna be great, but it is strong. So anyway, this is David, Nature Coast Firearms Academy, saying thank you. Stay safe and stay free, and get your concealed carry permit if you haven't already. You'll feel the confidence, or at least take the training. Take care.